Alright, here we go. I have not really talked about WWE much because I do not watch the product anymore. However, I do sometimes watch the pay per views with my dad, and I fucking lost it. Night one of WrestleMania was not interesting enough for me. I'll be honest, I didn't get to see night two fully. I only saw the women's tag team title match and the John Cena versus Cody Rhodes match. John Cena versus Cody Rhodes. Stop defending this. I hear people being like, oh, the match wasn't that good, because John Cena is trying to destroy pro wrestling. No, the match was just not good. It was completely like one-sided, pretty much, of John Cena beating down, Cody Rhodes. I mean, Rhodes got one spot where he got a crossroads, and then he got like a 10 count on John Cena, after the ref had taken a bump, of course. John Cena hit like a super attitude adjustment, I think, off the middle rope, something like that, and then Cody kicked out. I think the ref may have still been down. No, wait. I think the ref was back up at this point, but whatever. Travis Scott comes out. I was like, okay, whatever. We'll hit Travis Scott's music, and then here comes The Rock next. Where's The Rock? He didn't show. He wasn't here. And I swear to God, I was so pissed off at this point. It felt like Travis Scott was the goddamn Undertaker, taking as long to get down to the ring. Felt like 5 or 6 minutes maybe of just him just walking down, championship in hand, and we've got Cena looking at him, and looking at him, and looking at him, and looking at him, and Cody Rhodes. I don't remember if Cody Rhodes was like, writhing in pain on the floor or what, but I just looked over to my dad and I said, they know there's a wrestling match going on, right? And literally, it came to me at that point. Wrestling in WWE doesn't matter. Take a back seat, John Cena. Travis Scott is here. Take a back seat to the WWE Championship match up here. Travis Scott is here. We must pause pro wrestling because Travis Scott is here. I have nothing against Travis Scott. Nothing at all. In fact, I never blamed Travis Scott for the whole Cody Rhodes thing that happened. Whatever. If people are crying about this spot there, fucking grow up. It's like Travis Scott is, not, a trained professional wrestler. You better be ready for him to not know. And it's just like, whatever. Like, I get the feeling Cody Rhodes probably wouldn't have cried over what happened. He probably wouldn't have even asked for an apology. He probably would have been like, shit happens. I get the feeling that's how Rhodes would have been. But anyways, John Cena had to take a back seat because Cody Rhodes and Travis Scott needed their moment inside the ring. But this is the problem with WWE today. A lot is wrong with WWE today. I said this before on I just wanted to check to make sure how my battery life is doing. I said this a lot on my rant on Saturday on my Blue Sky account. And I said that I choose AEW over WWE for a lot of reasons. The wrestling is better. Wrestling matters. WWE, it doesn't matter. I'm sorry to say, but the pro wrestling just is not important. It is a sports entertainment company. Never had I actually called WWE a sports entertainment company until Sunday. I just felt so disrespected at that Travis Scott part right there. To see them just like pause everything because we had to watch Travis Scott. I'm just like, oh my god, all the sponsorships, and it's just like nothing matters. You WWE fans don't matter because like you'll keep buying, you'll keep going to the shows, but Triple H being like, fans should stop complaining and just watch the product. Um, it's the same talking point like they used before in the past. When they said Paul Heyman, I think on a WWE Network interview or something like that, he's like, listen, if you don't like the product, stop watching. Okay, we did. That's not how you should be talking to your fans, though. If you don't like it, stop watching. Okay, then we will. People have. Your ratings have gone down. Viewerships have gone down. Faith in your product has gone down. But that doesn't matter because WWE is a globally scaled company that will always have the money. They will always have the backing of companies out there. They will always have the backing of TV deals, of sponsorships, of streaming services, all this jazz. They've already got the money. They don't need you, the fans. You are just an accessory. Excuse me. You are just the extra there to make some extra money. They've already got it. They've got the money. They know that you'll buy they know that you'll buy the WWE shop shirts. They know that you'll buy the tickets because they've got the people that are like, go to the shows is the best experience ever, and of course, when you go to a live event, you're gonna want to have a good time. You're gonna want to chant. You're gonna want to have fun, but it's different when you watch the product from home. You go to the show. You paid your money to have a good time. You didn't pay your money to go to a show to just sit there and not have a good time. There is a difference. And maybe you can call it, hypocritical or something like that. To be like, well, if they're going to pay to go to the show and have a good time, why wouldn't they have a good time watching the show from home? Because it's different. Again, you didn't pay to go to the show to not have a good time. You paid to be around wrestling fans. You paid to just, hope to get to eat and do fun stuff, whatever. Sitting at home watching, different story. It's a different story. And, for them just to, as of late, Triple H going like, so many people, they just can't enjoy the product anymore. They're too critical. Oh my God. Are we watching the same thing? We have people doing the same thing with AEW at times. Like, this is just ridiculous. But this is the new WWE, and it's a realization I came to many years ago that they're always going to have the WWE diehards. They're always going to have the people who are just going to watch. They're always going to have those people because it's a habit. Tuning in on a Monday Night Raw, it's a habit. No matter how bad the show may be for them, it's a habit. And it's a habit that they can't break. It's a habit I had to break for myself because I was like, this is not good anymore. I can't do this. Like, my breakup with WWE happened over time. It was around 2016 when Monday Night Raw was on the downward spiral. It was shit. At least for me, it was complete shit. I was like, the only thing that's good about watching this is Chris Jericho and Kevin Owens. And I'm like, I'm sorry, I can't devote myself 3 hours just to watch two guys. I can't do that. I can't do this no more. SmackDown became the show to watch during that time. And, I just remember that when the brand split, was slowly dying off again. And I'm just like, it's ruining wrestling for me again. It's ruining me watching this and enjoying this. And I just remember that I got my exposure to New Japan Pro Wrestling when Chris Jericho went to go wrestle Kenny Omega. And I was like, this is fucking awesome. And then getting to see Jericho then go after Tetsuya Naito. And then I saw Jericho and Naito and other wrestlers as well. And I was like, this is cool. I like this. I really, really like this. Shortly after was All In. And then shortly after that came AEW. And I realized I don't need WWE anymore. I don't need WWE to get my fix of professional wrestling because I just stopped watching less and less. I would keep up to date listening to podcasts and checking, social media. But hell, even this day, I don't need WWE anymore. I've unfollowed WWE on all their social media sites for the most part, on pretty much everything, because I really, really don't care to watch a product anymore. And that's a shame. But, to get back on topic here, it's the fact that WWE doesn't need you. They don't care about if you don't like something. They're always going to have the WWE diehards on social media. So when Triple H says, don't listen to social media, it's weird he says that because didn't we get the whole give divas a chance thing, the women's evolution happening because of social media? Didn't we get the Daniel Bryan yes movement because of social media? Didn't we get the, we want Cody movement to happen because of social media? So it's just so weird how he goes, oh, don't listen to social media. It's wrong. It's weird that he says that when utilizing social media can be a good thing. Listening to the right audience out there. It's hard to pick and choose which ones to listen to. Yes, it can be. But don't insult us like that. Or at least don't insult your audience like that. I don't fall in that category anymore. I'm not a WWE fan anymore. I wish they were better. But it's just not for me. But the sad state of it all is that they've got your money. They've got your Peacock subscriptions for the pay-per-views or PLEs. They've got their money from sponsorships, from all the commercials they are doing and all that jazz out there. They've got their money. They've got their streaming services or the streaming service money from Netflix, Hulu, and other places out there that I'm sure that, utilize them for stuff like that. They've got your money from WWE Shop. They've got your money from tickets. They've got your money from the video games. God, there's probably a lot of other shit, but they've got the money. And at the end of the day, that's what's important. They don't have to work hard for you to buy their pay-per-view. There is no pay-per-view. They don't have to work hard for you. There's nothing. There is nothing. And this is just the sad state of WWE right now. There is no incentive to change. There is no need to change because you've got the WWE diehards who will always say how great the company is. You've got them always saying that Triple H is the best booker ever. He's so much better than Vince McMahon. I'm not here to, say anything good about Vince. But what I am here to say is that Triple H is basically pushing the same guys that Vince McMahon did. Pushing Roman Reigns, pushing Seth Rollins, pushing John Cena, pushing Randy Orton, pushing CM Punk, pushing Cody Rhodes. The only guy who's maybe a little bit of a difference is Jey Uso. Okay? Gunther, to me, doesn't count. Sorry. Gunther, after what happened at WrestleMania, this guy just looked so fucking pathetic. So fucking pathetic. And, it's like, when people were thinking, well, when Triple H becomes the booker, He's going to push Johnny Gargano. He's going to push Tommaso Ciampa. He's going to push Andrade. You know, all those guys who are NXT champions, what are they doing? Andrade's playing best friends with LWO or something like that. I don't know. But I just know that he's, sitting next to all the luchadors at WrestleMania. Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano still playing best friends of DIY, of tag team partners there. Listen, fine. But these guys were the top NXT names. Kevin Owens. What's Kevin Owens doing? Oh, Kevin Owens is AJ Styles. He's there when you need him to be in the World Championship picture. He's not going to win the World Champion, no, but he's a good worker. I'm sorry to say that. Just like AJ Styles. Styles had his moment in the sun, but now Styles is just the guy who's there. If you need him in the World Championship picture, great. Gotcha. But don't expect him to win. That's not coming. That's not coming. Finn Balor. Finn Balor. Former NXT World Champion. Don't expect him to win. Not his time. He's not the guy. Not there. Sami Zayn. Missed opportunity with Sami. I'm just saying, it's like, when you guys had, and I probably fell in the category too myself. I probably fell in the category myself of when Triple H takes charge, things could get better. And look, I'm not going to say that Triple H is a terrible, I'm not going to say that, he's like worse than Vince. I'm not going to say that. What I am saying is he learned from Vince McMahon. The NXT and main roster sadly are different. I think that we all believed that we would be seeing new faces get pushed. I mean, Tiffany, I guess is one there. But, it's this is the sad state of WWE that we have right now. It's not about the wrestling. It's not about, the fans. It's about the sponsors. Because, again, there is no incentive to change for WWE. They have the support. They got the money. What else do they need? They don't need it. So when you have people on YouTube and you have people on social media saying this booking sucked, they'll have the WWE diehards with the egg faces up on social media, whatever, and be like, no, you're just a troll who's such an AEW mark. It's like, well, for somebody might be like, what does me liking AEW have to do with anything? I'm like, I watch both products there. That's what maybe someone would say to them. Me, I try not to talk about WWE because I don't watch the product. So since I do not watch, I do not criticize. But I watched WrestleMania and I just wanted to talk about this. I just wanted to talk about, how the state of affairs are pretty much for WWE. And this is just reality. It sucks. I don't want people to think that I'm, that AEW is beyond, criticizing. I've criticized AEW before. I've talked about how I think that they've made mistakes before. I said that, you could make Harley Cameron win against Mercedes Moné. You could have freaking, Anna Jay beat Mercedes. I've been looking at ways that AEW can utilize, the women of the future to beat Mercedes. She's never been defeated in singles action. And, she's the TBS Women's Champion. Beat her. Push someone to the moon. Now, just because I didn't get what I want, it doesn't mean that I'm going to consistently bring it up there. But I want people to know that those are examples that I've said before. Push them. Use them. Get them the win. If I didn't like it, I talk about it. Kenny Omega's promo that he cut on the Elite last week, I think it might have been. I didn't really like that. I didn't think that it hit its mark, and that's fine. But I just want people to think that I'm not beyond, giving AEW guff, that I'm not beyond, giving them talking points there. I would have, said if there was no Young Bucks at Dynasty, to stop Swerve Strickland, I would have complained because I would have been like, look, I get where everyone's coming from about Hangman, but at the same time, Hangman needs to be a man of his word there. He could not have let Swerve Strickland win the World Heavyweight Championship. That would have been an attack on Hangman's character. And I understand that some people tried to, on social media, tell me, listen, forgiveness has to come eventually. And I'm like, nope. I was like, this is the best rivalry you have. It's like, do not go for the forgiveness route. Do not go for that. Treat this like it's real life. A man invaded your home, forcing you to leave. And then, not only that, stalked you at your house while you carried your pregnant wife out. That's not forgivable. So, but I was like, I understand that Hangman, the way he would look like a total douche as well. So, they found it out. Used the Young Bucks and claimed that they did it for Hangman. And Hangman has never denied it. He hasn't denied it yet. So, it protects him in a way still. But anyways, I just want people to know that I am not beyond criticizing AEW as well. But the whole thing right now is with WWE is that doesn't matter. It does not matter. Again, they've got the money. They've got the fans who will never give up. They've got the fans who will never stop watching because it's a habit for them. It's what they've known every Monday. Like, you've got to realize, it's like, when it's beaten into your schedule of like, got to get up, got to go to work, got to, eat breakfast, got to do this, got to do that, got to get home, got to turn on Raw. It's a habit just so that they don't miss something in case there was something. But that's what's in their schedule. It's a habit for them to consistently watch. And maybe they like it, but I don't know. It's just, that's the sad state, is that nothing has to change because they don't need to change. The business is making profits. As long as you're making profits, you're succeeding. Who cares what online media is saying? Online media sometimes just isn't strong enough. So they have no incentive to have to change anything. None.